A lot of the time our dream is it's like not even our dream, it's somebody else's dream. It could be our parents' dream or our partner's dream. What about you? What about your dream?
Hey, I'm Trav. Back in 2010, I got hit hard with chronic fatigue syndrome, only 6 months after starting my new personal training business. I've spent the last 8 years researching and experimenting with my body to help get back to my best and beyond. I'm now sharing my story and my strategies with you so you can get back to living the life you love.
Hey, Trav here, holistic health and lifestyle coach, helping you make your comeback. Now, today I am talking about how to keep moving towards your dreams. Now, this is really important because when you're really sick, a normal life, just a normal life, often seems so far out of reach. It seems like just getting back to feeling okay, being able to do the basic things, they sometimes seem impossible. It seems so far like out of reach. I mean, I'd once, when I was really sick at the start, I mean, walking to my letterbox killed me. It was a big achievement to be able to walk down to get a DVD from the video shop, which was maybe 1 kilometre away. That was a big deal for me. And even then, that would be it. I was exhausted the rest of the day. So I get it. But a lot of the time we get bogged down, we get focused on the pain. We get focused on all the things that we can't do. So those dreams that we might have had of maybe meeting a partner, maybe having a family, maybe even just going on a holiday, maybe getting a different job, maybe transforming your body from, fat to fit. Could be anything. I don't know what your dream is, but you do. And you know what? It may have seemed completely impossible at one stage. But is it? Is it really? There's always a way to keep moving towards it. But we're going to go through these 7 different ways that you can keep moving towards your dream. Now, number 1 is really the most important thing. Ask yourself, is this really what I want? Is it really what I want? Or is this what I wanted 10 years ago? Is it worth it? Is it worth all the effort that it's going to take me to go towards this dream? Do I really want to be living my life like that? Do I really want to experience that thing? Do I really want to be with somebody like that? Do I really want to be doing those sorts of things on a daily basis? Do I want to be putting all my time into that? There's a lot of factors that come into this one question. And it's okay if your dream changes. A lot of the time our dream is it's like not even our dream, it's somebody else's dream. It could be our parents' dream or our partner's dream. What about you? What about your dream? So where you're at right now, that dream that you have, is it really what you want, or do you want something else? Figure that out first, because until you have that, you don't know. If you can say, oh look, this is the thing that I'm working towards, and this is why it's important to me, and this is what it's going to take, and like that, I'm prepared to do that, even if I can't do it right now. I know that in the future, that's something that I really want. It's something that I've wanted forever, from when I was a kid. And I've been working towards it. I might have been halfway there, and I feel like I still want to get there, and I can do it. I'm just kind of stuck right now. No worries, you're probably on the right track. But if you're umming and ahhing about it, and you're like, you know what, I don't know if I really want to do that right now, that's okay too. That's okay too. Take some time to think about it. Hard part with being sick is you got plenty of time. You'll be in your head a lot. Focus on that one thing. What do I really want? What do I want? Now, let's move on to number 2. You know what your dream is. That's great. So what I want you to do is take that big dream and just break it down into smaller steps. Goal setting is fun. All right, a lot of people get stuck with these New Year's resolutions when they make them because they are a big thing, but a few days later, that big thing is just like, oh, my life gets in the way of that, so that's just too hard. But you know what, that big thing right there, if you break it down into little steps, you can actually achieve it pretty easily if done consistently. So you got a big dream, have a look at all the different steps. Start listing them down. What do you have to do? Where do you have to go? Who do you need to speak to? How much money do you need? Do you need to put money aside? Do you need to earn more money? Do you need to connect with a particular person? Do you need to stop connecting with a particular person? Is there a group that you want to join or leave? All right, there's lots of different things that could be part of these different steps in order for you to get to where you're getting to. Do you need to go and study? Do you need to stop studying? Do you need to change study courses? Do you want to study part-time at home in a online course? Do you want to just listen to podcasts, read articles and get your education that way? Whatever it is that gets you towards that dream is fine. It really doesn't matter, but just figure out what those little steps are, because then you'll know where to go. Okay? Then you pick the first one. Pick the first one, get started with that one. That's it. That's your sole focus, is doing that first step. The rest of them don't matter. I like to look at it as a ladder where the big goal is up here and all the steps are just down here. All you need to do, get started on that first one. That's it. And you work tirelessly on completing that first step. One step at a time. You don't look any further than that. You can't do the second one until the first one is done. Okay? So just work on that. That is your sole focus. Now, if you're sick, it might take you a long time to work on that first step. If you're writing a book, maybe it's going to take you several years. Okay? If that's really what you want, no worries. You do that. You take your time. You write down ideas. You make notes here and there. Whatever it takes. If your first step is just doing that, you just do that. If your first step is something else, like just try and do the easiest thing first, that sometimes works. If you do the easiest thing first, you might make a win. You get a win, easy, no worries. Did this first one, I can definitely do the second one. You develop confidence, you develop momentum, and you feel like you can do this. You can do this. Alright? I'm not going to say this is easy, because I know it's not. But I know that if you break it down into these little steps, and you work tirelessly on it, you'll eventually get there. Eventually. And if it's important enough to you, then you're going to do it. Alright, number 4. Keep a list of all the different steps. Tick them off as you go. It allows you to be able to look at the bigger picture. Goal, steps to do. Yep, done this, gotten this far. It's always good. Good. Alright, I finished that one. No worries. I'm mentally preparing for the next one. But I don't have to worry about doing that because I'm so close to getting this one done. Bang, tick it off, great. Alright, ready to go to the next one. Let's go. Tick that one off, great. Cool. Another few months go by, whatever, you get the next step done, no worries. Winning. And that's cool. So just keep working on it. Keep that as a visual reminder that you're moving in the right direction, you're moving towards your goal, and you are getting closer. And that moves me on to the next point, is being grateful for each of the small victories you make by getting one of these steps ticked off. Celebrate that. Celebrate those small victories. It might be a small, insignificant thing in the bigger picture of things, but it's vitally important. If that doesn't happen, the big goal doesn't happen. So you've got to do that. So celebrate that. Celebrate it. It doesn't have to be a big celebration. It could be a small thing, but even if just sitting there acknowledging, you know what, worked really hard on that. Really proud of that. A bit tired after doing that. But you know what? It was worth it because I know that I'm moving in the right direction. So, good job to me. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself whatever it is. Maybe it's a nice meal. Maybe it's getting a massage. Maybe it's just running a bath and just sitting back and chilling out and being kind to yourself for a little bit. Being grateful for all of those small steps, small victories, absolutely important. Number 6, ask for help. Somewhere along the way, you are going to get stuck. You are not going to know what to do. You might have something on your list that you're dreading because you don't know how to do it. Or it might be so far out of your comfort zone that you're just like, nah, there's no way I can do that. There's no way I can do that. I can't. I know for some people, getting in front of the camera like I'm doing right now is just the biggest nightmare. And they can't even get their heads around it. They don't want to think about it. And you know what, for me, it's kind of tough as well. But you know, I got started with it, and now it's a whole lot easier. It's the same thing. How did I ask for help? I went and consulted. I looked at what other people were doing on YouTube. I spoke to other coaches who were doing the same sorts of thing, even if it wasn't exactly the same. I have done all sorts of courses on public speaking or communication and built a whole bunch of different skills up, so now that I can speak more clearly, I can put my thoughts together in a more efficient way. I can structure a video so I can do it. I couldn't do this just by myself. I couldn't just make it up. I have to get help. I don't know everything. There's no way I could know everything. And it's the same with you. You're going to get stuck. And that's okay. Get stuck, ask for help. You could be asking for help by asking a friend or a family member. Could be somebody at work. It could be a coach. It could be a therapist. It could be just asking anybody for advice. It really doesn't matter. You'd be surprised at what other people know, and you'll be shocked at how much they're happy to help you out. Oh yeah, I've done that before. Oh, I did this and this worked really well this way, and that's one way you can do it. And you talk to another person who's like, oh yeah, actually I've done something like that too. You know, if you can tell people what you're doing, they'll generally be able to say, oh, I've got a friend who's done that. Oh yeah, I've done that before. What do you want to know? And there you go, you're over that hurdle. You've got a little bit more information to work with. I mean, these days you can Google a lot of these things and find out. Go on YouTube, which is what you're doing right now, and you find out. You're asking for help, you're inquiring, you're getting smarter, you're learning how to do something. But you've got to ask, you've got to go there and say, I don't know, how do I do this? Ask. Alright, number 7. This feeds right back to the first one that we went through. Reassess if your dream is still your dream. You might have put all of this work in to get towards here. You might have taken all of these steps. You might have gotten halfway. You might have gotten 3/4. Maybe you're only a quarter. It really doesn't matter. But you know what? A lot of the time when you're on your way to your dream, you get to a certain point and you go, you know what? That exact thing right there, that exact point that I was working towards, not quite what I want. I want something similar to that, but it's actually just this. You know, it's a couple of degrees shift over this way instead of being over there. Now, the steps that I've taken have led me to understanding that this is actually more important to me than this, and that's okay. It's still on the way to that goal, but the goal has changed just a little bit, and that's okay. Imagine you're on a flight flying from Perth to Sydney. The flight course is a dead straight line. For whatever reason. I mean, it probably isn't, but we're going to say the flight course is a dead straight line. Now, can you fly a plane in a dead straight line and just arrive in Sydney? No. There's going to be winds, there's going to be turbulence, things are going to knock you around. Maybe there's another plane coming in that flight path and you have to get out of the way. Okay, so you have to go and adjust. Go and adjust. So you're constantly readjusting, readjusting, readjusting all the way through. It's the same with these steps towards your goals. Alright, you're going to go up this step. Reassess, yes, still working towards that, but it looks a little bit different now. Cool, no worries, readjust. Keep taking the steps, cool, readjust. Keep taking the steps, readjust. That's all you got to do. So, the dream may not look exactly the same as it was when you first had that dream, and that is okay. Technology changes, your life changes, who you're spending your time with changes, your skills change, your health changes, and that's alright. One of my biggest dreams was opening a gym. I started my personal training business and I knew that a gym was the thing that I was working towards. I had big goals, I worked really, really hard at it. 6 months into the business, I got really, really, really sick. That's where I got floored with chronic fatigue and fibro, and I couldn't do much of what I wanted anymore. That dream was still my dream for a lot of years, and I kept buying equipment and building my business, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to keep working towards it. Yeah, I'm going to keep working towards it. I'm going to get there, I'm going to get there. I kept taking the steps, but I got to a certain point where it's like, you know what? I don't know if that's really what I want anymore. And I probably spent 6 months questioning, do I want this, do I not want this, do I want this, do I not want this? And eventually I decided, you know what's really important to me is this other thing, to work online with people a little bit more, have a little bit more flexibility in my life, and not be tied down to a location. And as much as I love training people, spending so much time with other people and expending my energy in that manner, I don't know if that's really how I want to spend my days. Do I want to spend my days just coaching people with basic exercise stuff, or do I want to be having deeper conversations and helping shift people on a psychological level? And all of these questions, they rattled through my head for months until I was just like, you know what? I'm going to give that dream away. And you know, it was very, very hard on me. And I still wonder, do I want that? Do I not want that? Maybe one day I still might go down that path. But I like where I've gone now. I like how the shift has taken me. I never planned on becoming this health and lifestyle coach. Life coach even. Like I coach people with a lot of these different things that I've learned along the way. I'm not so much doing the fitness thing anywhere near as much as I used to anymore. Even though that's where I started. When I started as a personal trainer, it was all about fitness and training athletes and that. And now I'm helping people to move past big things in their life, heading towards dreams, being able to course correct along the way when life throws you curveballs, because it always does. And you know what? One of those curveballs has thrown me this direction, and I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. I really am enjoying it. And it wasn't my dream until it was. But I just kept going along all these steps. So, look, I've given you 7 different ways to move towards your dreams. I know they work. They've worked for me. They're going to work for you, but only if you do them. So over the next month, just stop and go through some of these things. Spend a little bit of time looking at your dream. Is it still your dream? If it is, what are the steps to be able to get you there? If you've already been doing this, how far have you come? Be grateful for that. All right, and just be happy. Celebrate those victories that you've gotten through to get you to where you are, because this is what it's all about. Look, your dream right now might just be to be healthy and be normal again. That's perfectly fine. All right, it's gonna come if you keep working at it. What that looks like further down the line, it may be different from where you're at right now, and that is okay. But you're going to be different, and you're going to be happier, and you're going to feel better about things if you keep working towards it. And I know you can. So get to work, do a little bit, keep your eye on the prize, and just keep working tirelessly at it, and you will get there. If you like this and you want more tips like this, you can grab your free cheat sheet from conquerchronicfatigue.com. The link is in the description. You will get answers to the most common questions that I have been asked on how to recover from chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. Now, this took me years to put together. Tons of research, over $150,000 spent in my own recovery and research courses, all sorts of things to find the answers to these questions. I'm going to give them to you for free because I want to help you get back to your best. So, go make your comeback and we'll talk again soon.